It had been almost a decade since my sister, Marianne Cole, a beloved high school teacher in Philadelphia, was found lifeless in her apartment. Over 20 stab wounds, the scene eerie and silent. Authorities first called it a homicide, then quietly shifted to suicide. And now, after years of appeals, re-examinations, and sleepless nights, a new ruling has reaffirmed the suicide verdict. But as I stare at her empty classroom, I can't accept it. I remember her laughter, her meticulous lesson plans, the way she straightened a crooked tie for any student who needed it. That Marianne would take her own life? Impossible. This story isn't just about her death. It's about the secrets buried in a city where truth is negotiable, where justice is a conversation you have to fight to join. And I will. The first investigators who came to the scene were polite but brisk, like they already had the story written. They labeled Marianne's death a homicide. Someone had taken her life violently. But within days, the story shifted. Suicide. Over 20 self-inflicted stab wounds. It didn't make sense, and I told anyone who would listen. I started digging. Her emails, her messages, interviews with students, and her closest friends. And every lead seemed to suggest someone had reasons to harm her, secrets she uncovered, or perhaps a warning she'd been given. I remember standing in the hallway outside her apartment when I first found the blood-stained notebook. It was her personal journal, the pages chaotic with frantic notes, some crossed out, others hinting at fear but never specifying whom or why. The media had a field day. Headlines swung between tragedy and scandal. Teacher's death, suicide or murder. I watched her life being dissected in newspapers, online forums, and local news channels. But I wasn't watching. I was acting. I hired a private investigator, Claire Donovan, who had a reputation for unearthing things the police wouldn't. She combed through evidence, photographs, and medical reports, uncovering inconsistencies that even the coroner had missed. Bruises unaccounted for. Windows that couldn't have been locked from the inside. Calls logged in Marianne's phone records to numbers that didn't exist. It felt like we were close, yet every discovery raised more questions than answers. Months passed. Courtrooms, hearings, appeals. Each time the word suicide was repeated, I felt a cold punch in my chest. But Claire uncovered something new. Marianne had confided in a colleague about threats linked to her research into a local education scandal. Misappropriated funds, manipulated grades, hidden surveillance cameras in classrooms. I remember the night we found it. A hidden camera in her classroom, long since removed but with digital backups stored online. Footage revealed a shadowy figure lurking near her desk weeks before her death, someone Marianne had recognized and noted in her journal, though she never wrote the name. It was a breakthrough, but it also painted a dangerous picture. Whoever was behind this might still be out there. The new ruling by the medical examiner came quietly, like a final curtain. Suicide. The official statement cited psychological strain and evidence of self-inflicted injuries. But the bruises, the missing notebook pages, the threats, none of it was addressed. My heart sank. I began speaking publicly, pushing for a deeper investigation, rallying students, friends, and other teachers. Social media amplified our voices, but also brought threats, disbelief, and smear campaigns. Still, the truth mattered more than fear. And then I received an envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside were photographs, Marianne alive, with someone she had trusted, someone who appeared in her classroom surveillance. It was a puzzle piece we'd never seen before. I started retracing Marianne's last days, piecing together her interactions, her habits, the faces she encountered. Each new clue suggested someone had motive, access, and opportunity. And yet, official channels blocked every step, labeling it conspiracy theory or speculation. Late one night, I found myself in the school library, reviewing old attendance logs and messages from staff. One name appeared repeatedly, Jonathan Fisk, a senior administrator with a history of disciplinary issues that Marianne had flagged. Why hadn't anyone investigated him? I realized that uncovering the truth wouldn't just clear Marianne's name, it could expose a corrupt system willing to sacrifice a good teacher to protect its own. Evidence accumulated. Witnesses started to talk, Former colleagues, students, even maintenance staff who remembered seeing strange activity near Marianne's apartment. Jonathan Fisk's alibi began to crumble. The story shifted in whispers through city halls, classrooms, and courtrooms. I stood outside the courthouse, clutching Marianne's journal. The truth was messy, convoluted, and far from the neat narrative the authorities wanted. But it was hers, and now, finally, it could be told. The ruling may never fully satisfy everyone, and some questions may remain unanswered. But I carry Marianne's voice, her dedication, her relentless pursuit of justice, and her love for her students. Her story isn't just about death, it's about courage, persistence, and the refusal to let the truth be silenced. And I will keep telling it, until every shadow is brought into the light.